Hey everyone, this is Wes Sego. This is VFW Term 1209 Project Week 4. Uh, Talk a little bit about what was hard this week, what was easy, my experience building this app, and ideas for other applications. What was hard? Really nothing. I didn't have any trouble this week at all. It was a breeze. It was pretty easy. I took the time to do a lot of research on a little bit of JavaScript that I was a little bit off on, and probably should have spent more time working with the CSS, but really I didn't have any trouble with any of that stuff. It was just a matter of never quite being happy with it. You know what I mean? There were a lot of other things that I could have added to it, little touches and things, but wasn't really quite as worried about getting it polished as much as just making sure that everything worked and that it did what it was supposed to do, and taking something away from making this app. So what was easy? Again, like I said, everything was pretty easy for me this week. Um, had to get back into Illustrator, and the hardest thing for me was probably deciding on what to build for my little icons. I mean, really, I just kept it really basic. So I'll show you those in a minute. As far as experience building this app, my overall experience with it, I think probably the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this is I am going to um, institute a few things in making this a process. You know what I mean? Like creating like a little notebook, so to speak, that keeps track of, or where I can keep track of information that I'm going to need on a regular basis. How big is this button? How many pixels should this be? That kind of thing. I mean, I know all of that stuff is really readily available, but a lot of the things, getting colors for certain buttons, things like that, I get the idea that those are going to be the kinds of things that we're just going to continually do over and over and over. And once you kind of get those buttons right, probably would be a good idea to just have a notebook where you've got those things saved, and you can just grab it, copy it, put it in whatever you're going to do, and change it to what you need it to be. So really, that's probably the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this. Not so much what I actually wound up with, but what I learned in the process, and maybe how I need to develop my process for doing this. So hope that makes sense. Ideas for other apps, yeah, there's a lot of them out there. I mean, I guess I'm probably with everybody else. I don't want to discuss that too much because on these short deadlines where you have to come up with what you're going to do in just a couple of hours, don't want to give those out, but my wife's probably a pretty good reference for me. She's got a lot of ideas for different apps, and I have a few as well. But that's it. I had a really good time in this class. I really enjoyed making something that works, and hope to see everybody next month. Thanks.